everyone, welcome to the programme. I'm Rebecca McLaughlin-Eastham, and this week we're looking at two companies, one which has the potential to change the way in which we shop, the other how we send and receive money around the globe. We'll speak to the CEO of the region's largest online retailer, Souq.com, and he is now the Vice President of Amazon for the Middle East and North Africa after the US giant bought up the e-commerce platform.
But we wanted to be part of something more global. Amazon Souq had similar businesses.
A little bit later on, we'll drill into the details and bring you an update on Facebook's planned cryptocurrency, Libra. But first, it was back in 2005 that the first package from a startup auction site called Souq, which is Arabic for marketplace, was delivered to a customer in Dubai. It was the brainchild of one man, and the company has come a very long way since then. Syrian-born Ronaldo Mushawer once had ambitions to be a basketball player. But ultimately, he followed in the footsteps of his father, who was a merchant, as well as being the man who inspired his company name, Souq. Ronaldo steadily grew the business for 13 years, adding millions of products from electronics to fashion to homeware, until the site became the biggest e-commerce retailer in the Arab world. A landmark moment came in 2017 when the US tech giant Amazon snapped up Souq for $580 million, and Amazon.ae was born. Today, there's more than 30 million products available online, including upwards of 10 million items from the United States, which is attracting in excess of 45 million visits per month. Regional shopping habits have traditionally been rooted in people visiting mega malls, with the UAE Ministry of Economy estimating that e-commerce constitutes just 10% of total sales in the Emirates. But consumer habits may be changing, with Fitch Solutions macro research saying the region's e-commerce sector is now the fastest growing in the world, with online sales estimated to double to nearly $49 billion by 2021. To see what Amazon.ae planned to deliver following Souq's acquisition, I stopped by the company's headquarters in the UAE to catch up with Ronaldo. Ronaldo, a very warm welcome to Inspire.
Good to see you too. Thank you for having us.
Ronaldo, tell me, what prompted you to sell Souq?
We wanted to be part of something more global. Amazon Souq had similar businesses. They have the same DNA in terms of technology, using technology to break borders. Amazon was looking at the region. Souq, we had a lot of the ingredient that the Amazon leadership, principles have.
But with any merger, acquisition, tie-up, there are synergies, there are integrations that need to take place. It's not always a smooth transition. So tell me, how did it pan out for you?
We launched Amazon.ae in May, so that was kind of the roadmap to integrate the two technologies into offering it locally here in the region. We do things a bit differently. Our address structure is different, cash on delivery, the type of products, clearly language. This region speaks Arabic. Amazon didn't have Arabic.
I want to drill down into the business model and into the psyche of the consumers, not least in the UAE, because they are demanding. Yeah. They want certain niche products. They want it now. Yeah. They want to pay cash. Yeah. How do they compare to consumers in more mature markets?
Consumers in this part of the world are very connected. As you said, they're very savvy, and the service level and the demand, they're very demanding. What has kind of stopped e-commerce from growing, or at least slow growth early on, because e-commerce is still a very small share of offline, was just choice of products. We have seen customers really improve in terms of how they pay online. Clearly now speed and product is the key. We have a lot more work to do in terms of improving what we offer, the speed that we offer it in.
Well, speaking of speed, drones are surely the quickest way to drop parcels at people's doorsteps. So it's been discussed since 2015, but where do you stand on drone delivery?
This is by region, by geography, where you have the right environment for it. At this stage, I think for the UAE, we're more focused on the regular delivery in terms of speed, but we continue to look at this innovation in terms of how it can play a role. We see a lot of value in remote areas where drone, for example, can be a significant support for our delivery network. But at this stage, vans, hopefully energy-saving vans, and we go from there.
Talk to me about where your products are coming from, because Korea, where you're jetting off to tonight, has overtaken Japan, China, and even Europe in terms of what it's bringing to your business.
You know, from the West, many customers in this part of the world like Western brands, and they have a lot of affiliation with them. A lot of customers like also products from the East, even from India. We have launched for a route where sellers and brands from India are able to come to the UAE and do business here, with us providing the logistic, the distribution, the Arabization on the site for local customers to interact with these brands. So this is not only an opportunity to bring products into the region, but for our market, similar to Egypt, Saudi Arabia, where we do have strong manufacturing base. Egypt is known, for example, for its textile, many cotton products.
Consumer spending across the globe has had a very turbulent year. In light of the current economic situation and the domestic malaise, how is business?
What's good about our business is we have young customers who live in this region, right? This region, 50% of the population in this part of the world is below 25. These customers are very tech savvy. They are empowered by their phone. We see the mobile penetration numbers. Our app usage continuously is growing. That's kind of where we feel growth is driven. Obviously, especially in economic times, people may be a lot more conscious on where they spend and having choice, and as well as selection where they don't want to pay more. And young customers are impatient. They push us to improve. I remember when we launched Sue, initially it was 5 to 7 day delivery, then it became 3 to 5 day delivery, then 1 to 2, and now we're same day, next day delivery.
Business aside, and speaking about you personally, one of your major passions is basketball. If there's anywhere you'd rather be aside from the boardroom, it's on a basketball court. Are there any transferable skills, any rules of the game and engagement that transfer to business?
Sometimes you can see in my meetings where basketball comes up. I think the idea that you are a team, you have basketball, you play offense and defense, so it's kind of one of those unique sports that you have to have multiple skills. It's not one. It's a team sport, so even if you have stars, you need to make sure you have the right kind of mix of people. And sometimes, you know, you don't win all the time. Actually, you miss more shots than you make most of the games that you play. So I think it's how you kind of fail fast, learn, have a short memory, and get back on the court, practice, prepare, you know, plan. And then those things come up in our meetings. Maybe it's the way I run some of the teams that we have, but I think it's a good spirit where you have a team that just has to do multiple things to get things done. I think that's a good takeaway.
Ronaldo, it's been great to chat with you. Thanks for talking to me today.
Thank you for having me.
Since Facebook announced its plans to create a global cryptocurrency earlier this year, the idea has hit more than a few challenges. Salim Essaid has more on the story within the broader context of remittances being sent abroad from the Middle East.
In October's U.S. congressional hearing, Facebook's CEO Mark Zuckerberg defended his global digital currency, Libra, planned for 2020. The concept which has been criticized by the U.S., with France and Germany vowing to block it, not least over regulatory concerns. And partners like Visa, MasterCard, and eBay have dropped it amid public scrutiny. But why?
In June, an independent association called Libra, made up of aid organizations like Mercy Corps, rideshare companies like Lyft and Uber, all came together to create a global cryptocurrency led by the social media platform Facebook. The first difference from conventional digital assets, Libra users don't need a bank account, allowing people, especially in developing countries, to exchange money online without restrictions. And that market has huge potential, with the World Bank estimating around 1.7 billion adults remained without a bank account in 2017. The second difference? You can send and receive money using messaging applications like WhatsApp and Facebook Messenger. With Facebook a key founder of Libra, anyone with their social media account could qualify, which experts say is the game changer.
We are talking about the huge database that the Facebook has. And something like that hasn't been tried on this particular scale. And the mass adoption can only come when you have a large database of users. And Facebook already has that.
It's estimated that a third of the world uses Facebook, and US lawmakers have accused the social media giant of deceptive business practices. And in 2018, Cambridge Analytica used the personal information of users for campaigning purposes in the 2016 US presidential election without their consent.
I get that I'm not the ideal messenger for this right now. We faced a lot of issues over the past few years, and I'm sure there are a lot of people who wish it were anyone but Facebook who are helping to propose this.
Some say Libra shouldn't be feared, and banks need to adapt to the changing landscape. Adopters in emerging markets and the Middle East, they say, will be key to Libra's success. Global remittances reached an all-time high of $529 billion last year, according to the World Bank. In the UAE, the world's second highest sender of remittances according to the central bank and data from the World Bank, workers repatriated $46 billion in 2018. Filipina Marzan, who opened a hair salon last year in Dubai, regularly remits money to help with the company's cash flow.
I'm sending to my mom, and my sister sends to me as well because she's my partner in the business. So that's how we do it. It's very important, actually.
Libra aims to make it more cost-effective for people like Marzan to conduct her business and home affairs. Yet for those within the remittance industry, like Al Ghurair Exchange, which has around 25 UAE branches, it's a different story. The company handles about 40 billion transactions a year, charging up to $5 for each one. All that could change with Libra.
My industry is going to be badly affected, obviously, because definitely this is going to completely a replacement. So obviously it's going to affect lots of jobs. In this part of the world, 5% of the workforce work in the exchange and back industries.
So, with potential job losses in the remittance industry and resistance from lawmakers on one side, and Zuckerberg claiming his idea could liberate billions financially on the other, it's complicated, would seem to define Facebook's current and future relationship status with Libra.
Well, that wraps up our show for this week, but do catch all of our programs online at Euronews.com. Before I leave you, here are some Instagram posts that we especially liked this week. I'll see you next time. Finance consultant Eman from Kuwait shared this post, hoping to inspire more people to trade for themselves. Emirati online shopper Mona received a special delivery from her son. And UAE-based Charlotte from the UK says her cat finds delivery boxes the perfect spots in which to pose.